Welcome back, everybody. So today I got a fun video planned. I'm just going to maintain this tank and take you guys along for the ride with me to kind of show you what to expect if you want to get into aquascaping or get into planted tanks with a high-tech setup, which high-tech means your CO2 injection, high-quality light, and carpeting plants. Pretty much basically plants that require CO2 would be a high-tech setup. So I'm just going to show you what goes into it. Maybe you can get an idea whether you can fit this into your schedule, because this part of it, which is about twice a month, takes quite a while. Trimming the plants, cleaning the filter. I got to take off the lily pipes and clean those with a long pipe brush, because this stuff gets dirty and that's just how it is. So let me take you guys along for the journey with me. I'll chime in here and there if I feel like there's something that needs to be said, maybe explain what I'm doing. And if not, I'll get back with you at the end. See you in a few minutes. Finally done. That took a total of about 2 hours. Look at that snail. He's floating around upside down. But yeah, that took about 2 hours to do the full maintenance of trimming the plants, scraping the glass, cleaning the filter. You guys can see what a pain in the butt that filter is. If you're going to get an external filter and you have the funds, I would definitely recommend getting the Biomaster that has the removable pre-filter. It's like a whole tube that comes out. Clean that once a week, put it back in, and that filter's good for a couple months. I have that in my 20-gallon long. But yeah, if you're looking to getting into this high-tech tank business and building yourself a high-tech tank, just know it takes some maintenance. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. It takes some time out of your life. So if you have a family, full-time job, you gotta kind of take that into account. I do have a wife and kids and a full-time job, Luckily right now I'm off work because I just had a baby, but this can get taxing is what I'm getting at. So keep that in mind if you're new to this hobby or want to get into it. Maybe start out with a low-tech tank, you know, just with some epiphytes, anubias, some java fern, some bucephalandra, and see if you have the time in your life for maintaining that tank, a low-tech style, and then maybe upgrade to a high-tech. Would just be kind of my opinion. I now have 2 high-tech tanks, and I will say maintaining them is usually an all-day thing, just with 2. Not all day, about 5 hours, but 5 hours on a Saturday, that's basically your whole day. So I'm done with this one. I actually got to do my 20-gallon next. Luckily, I don't need to trim anything in that one. I did that about 2 weeks ago, and I did a pretty heavy trimming, so that one will be good for a little while. I'm not really happy with the white background. I don't know, it kind of makes the tank look a little claustrophobic, so I'm thinking about taking that off. Actually, I'm just going to do that right now. I can just take that off now. My walls are white anyway, so I think it'll look fine. This is just a frosted cling film, so I can actually put that back on if I want, since it's already cut to size. But I do think that looks better. It looks better without it. Like, the tank has more depth. It doesn't look so closed off and claustrophobic feeling like a box. Like, now that's more see-through. Luckily, I do have a white wall behind it. It makes it look deeper, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that looks a lot more just elegant and deep. Looks like a little island now instead of just having that white wall in the background. And probably gonna get some comments because I do have one on when I set this video up. Someone talked about how there's not enough plants. Well, you saw how much there was. I trim it this heavy because they grow fast. Like I said, your stem plants, I trim those pretty much weekly, every other week for sure. The carpet, like I said, maybe once a month, and I cut it pretty low. Let me show you guys a shot of that too. And that's because once it starts growing, it can get pretty yellow underneath because it's not getting, ooh, focus got all out of whack. It gets kind of yellow underneath because it starts to grow on top of itself and then it blocks out the light. David's right there just chilling with his shrimp homies. He gets along just fine, doesn't bother any of the fry. There's actually tons of fry in there right now that I kind of feel a little bad about because they were hiding in all the dwarf baby tears. But, I mean, they still got places to hide. The Galaxy Rasboras, so far I haven't seen them trying to get any of the fry, but they are tiny right now. They're in here. David looks like he's hunting, but he's not. He hasn't never eaten any of them. I could clean up a little bit more stuff on top, but I'll let the skimmer do its job, and I'll grab little pieces off there as I go. But that's what it takes, guys. It's a lot of work maintaining these. There's a lot of different variables that go into how long it will take you to maintain this tank. So you saw the pain in the butt the filter is. That takes longer because you have to take all that stuff out, strain it. You know, I don't know of a better way to do that. Maybe if somebody has a quicker way to clean those, leave a comment for me so I could try it out. The dwarf baby tears is a pain in the butt to trim because it's so delicate and the roots don't go very deep, which I'll show you guys. Mine's kind of sitting on top of the substrate. There's a lot of rooted sections, like where I planted it originally, and all the runners are kind of just on top of the substrate, sending roots down. So it's very sensitive. Like, you barely, if you're cutting and you pull a little bit, it's going to pull some of that out. So that takes a little bit longer, as where different carpeting plants don't, like dwarf hairgrass is a lot easier, which actually, let me show you guys that. So here's my 20-gallon long. It's getting cleaned next. Scrape this one. All I have to do is scrape the glass. I'll just give the glass a quick scrub, drain the water about probably 30-40%. And I have, like I said, the Biomaster 250. So you just pull this guy out, obviously turn it off and all that. Pull this guy out, clean the pre-filter, put it back in, that one's done. It's so much quicker to clean this than it is the Filto Smart. So I would definitely recommend doing that if you're looking into getting into this hobby. But so this dwarf hairgrass, you can see it's rooted in there. Oh, I gotta clean some of that. So it's not nearly as delicate. So you can go with your scissors and literally just mow it down. It's a lot quicker. And here's an update in this tank too, I guess. It's overrun with guppies. Atril's looking beautiful. The moss, Christmas moss, grows like crazy. If you saw the video of me maintaining this tank too, it's like one of the first videos I posted, you'll see how much more Sterogen repens there are. The Bucephalandras are all big. They're growing like crazy. My Anubias mini coin, which doesn't look that big, all these fish in the way you can't see. Which, by the way, yes, this tank has way too many fish. The guppies won't stop breeding, but they're awesome. I actually kind of love it. Everything's happy. The neons are happy. They spread out, and thanks to that giant filter on here, it's not really overstocked, and I maintain it weekly, so it's okay. But yeah, this tank's looking awesome. The Bucephalandras are all growing huge. Everything's growing, you know, great. Thanks to the CO2 and fertilizer and the light. But anyway, I could see right away just walking back in here after showing you guys the other tank that it does look way better, especially in person without that white background. But anyway, that was just to show you an idea of a different style of a tank that is a lot easier to maintain because of the filter I have, because the carpeting grass I have, because of the different plants I have. The Bucephalandra almost never need to be trimmed. The dwarf hairgrass, I say once every other month I trim it, and it's quick because you don't have to be it's not so sensitive or delicate, so you can just go quicker, mow it down. The stem plants I have in back, I literally just chop those all down about in half every other week. And that tank takes probably, if I'm not doing the dwarf hairgrass, 10 minutes to chop down the stem plants and trim the moss, because the moss also grows very fast. If I am doing the dwarf hairgrass, it takes probably 20 minutes to trim. And that one, I would say that tank takes an hour. Everything I just did to this one, that tank takes half the time. This one took me about 2 hours. That one takes about an hour. I keep pointing because I'm looking at them. You can't see them. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you kind of have an idea of, if you're just getting into this hobby, how much kind of labor and time goes into maintaining these tanks. If you have any questions or comments, just let me know down below in the comments. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.